Okay. The key is that most people, let me repeat it, don't even have a slightest idea that orders by market, those who want to buy, those who want to sell, never match with each other. Orders by market match with the passive orders that you're seeing right on this DOM, or on this DOM, or on this DOM. So the passive orders, it's a limit order sitting and waiting their execution when the price will reach that particular spot and trigger their, like this 10, sitting a little bit too far, but those will be triggered first. And the markets, when they want to buy, they want to move up, right? They buy it from the sellers on the passive side. These guys want to buy, these guys want to sell. And that's where the matching happens. So the buyers on the buy market slightly in disadvantaged situation because they may lose maybe one tick, let's say, roughly to say. Okay. And the same with the sellers. This is the sellers on the passive side, which is nobody who is trading simply by a price action actually see these orders. And guys, if you guys kindly mute your mics so it's not going to be recorded, that'd be nice. So mute yourself. And now you see this is newly added 22. Newly added, because they added on top. Now, what we're able to see on this is the MBO, and this is on the right side is the MBO. What we're able to see, like these 10 orders just added freshly, and we're seeing the exact volume 48 and contracts is what, 25. We see these numbers. We actually have the ID of this order, this person who put the 10. There is ID, but it's like a long number. I'm not displaying it right here, but we possess on the level 3 data, we do have that. So we actually can track behavior of this particular order, what this person, or let's say the order is actually, if that order moves up and down, or there is an iceberg behind that, we can see that as well. So now this is a very transparent way, or like X-ray into the market. Now on the level 2 data, like over here, we only able to see like how many orders there. There should be a number. Like let me give you a different picture. This price is the same price, like 60005.00. The same price, same price. This one is the left one. This price and orders, and this one in the middle, and this one on the right side. Now, what we see on a DOM level 2 data, live DOM level 2, we can see, oh, it's not actually tooks with me. We can see that there's a 70, volume here is 77. It's display actually, okay, 77. And we see that somebody freshly took their order out of this level. That's why it is like in our pinky surrounding, or the outline and the block. So somebody took out. If they put it new, then we can see that it's like will be a brighter color. But that's all we know. We don't know more information. On the level 3 data, we see the exactly what is the volume 6, 7, 5, 5, 14. Those in blacks, I filtered them out. Like you see, I filter out all ones. 1, 1, 1. You see those guys sitting right there? It's a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You can calculate and you're going to get 77. And you can see that 1, 1, 1, 1 over here. So I filter these 1, 1, 1s over here. I filter them out over here just to block them out. I don't need them. They're too small for me to keep attention on that. So we need to have a visual presentation that is easy to grasp. Okay. We want to save our mental energy. That's why I filter it on this upper presentation kind of price line. I filter those little small guys. The filter is, we can go and we see the filter. Filter is probably a 5. So the 2 and 4 is filtered out and they are not present over here. This is the 4 and it's too small with those ones to be over here. So they're sitting over here. Now, We're seeing the most important orders that sitting over there, most eager participants who are ready to strike, waiting their passive order to being consumed by the market. And we see volume and we see contracts. What's the total in this line? Why do we need to see this volume and the contracts? This is where the rubber meets the ground, the road, because we can see with our naked eye the icebergs when we understand the mechanics, how it can be shown on this price line. I will touch it a little bit later, but now we see everything. Even there's a more information, there's another ID that attach it to this order, that order, this, every single order, like even once, there is an ID attached to them. With the ID attached to each order, we understand if this order moved upper or move lower. We can track the movement. And that's how we know if there is an iceberg or somebody is spoofing or bluffing or triggering the market to go upper or lower because they want to show liquidity. So because this is the liquidity, right? And the market is attracted to this liquidity. The larger the numbers, let's say in our live chart right now, where the liquidity sitting is, liquidity is like 15. Yeah, definitely. Okay, there's some people, I don't want to change the chart, but you see that there's a liquidity like this one. Is that a liquidity? Yes. The market, by the way, we're not only able to see the liquidity, but we're able to make a difference between the market maker. Right now, do you see this 10 above the price line and you see this 10 below the price line? Strangely enough, it is the same size, 10 and 10. And it's almost on the same time position before it's in a queue for execution to the right side. So, yeah, by the way, I forget to tell you that this is what you're seeing before the price line. This is the price line. The vertical line is the price line. And we see where this order, how close it is, how close this position. Actually, the price line is right here, sorry. When this position is not afraid to be executed and moving to the right, you'll see all of them will move to the right if these guys, those small guys, will be already triggered and consumed by the market. So these orders and these orders will go closer to the right to the moment of execution. But if somebody want to spoof, then they will take it out and move it upper or lower. If they eager to, like, oh, there's not enough time, I want to be first, I don't believe that there will be my place in the order line to be executed, I want to do it now, they move this closer to the price line, they move it lower. If this is a seller, the red color is a sell, right? So these guys on a passive order to sell, they move it lower if they wanted to be executed prior to all of these guys in order, in line, in queue. They don't want to do it. They want to move it lower. So they will go and add themselves closer to the price line. So for example, these 10 don't believe that price is going to catch them. They're going to lower and lower and lower and lower, and they can put it themselves right there. Boom. This 5 was just executed. Now, I intentionally took out the footprint or a delta or the reaction of the price by market. So you can see it clearer, the MBO itself. But the most important is if the order is still sitting nearby the price line and decide that it is the good price for them to sell, they will not move their order. They are not bluffing. They are not spoofing. They will keep this order right here. And you will see by the reaction on the market, somebody going to buy it, and there will be a large bubble if there's a large order sitting right here. This reaction is so valuable for us. We're not only looking for the passive orders, because those are orders that projected to participate in the market. But they are waiting, and no, it's not written on the stone that these guys, like these guys or these guys, will still be, like these guys, will still be waiting their order when the price is going to reach them. They can travel up and down, up and down, up and down. That's what it is, pulling and stacking. And the pulling and stacking is really good, observable on our live DOM level 2. That's why we have this indicator, pulling and stacking. It is fascinating. You can see how many newly added and newly removed. And our total, it's not right here on this chart, but our total is really a great indicator that calculates. I usually calculate 20 level up, 20 level down, or 10 level up and down, and I see immediate situation in the additional total bar over there. But anyway, this is what the pulling stacking. But the level 2 data doesn't give us, don't produce those that information, granular information about each order, significant order or any order right over here. So the iceberg can be observable only with data level 3. If you don't have a data level 3, you can have the iceberg indicator, but it's more like guessing or some type of calculation. While when you have data level 3 MBO, market by order, you know for sure. This 25, you see, look at this guy, boom. He was executed. He was taking. If I add, what's going on the price line, you will see that it was actually taking because the reaction. But I took the reaction out. Should I add it for you guys? Let me see if I can add it. Market delta, and I can make it visible. Let's see if it's gonna help. Okay, now. Our indicator works when you change any settings on the chart, then you need to restart the MBO with this button. Okay, connect MBO again. So here we go. Now, that's how it works. And now you see this big green bubble? Seller was right here, 25, I guess. I hope I remember correctly. And this is the 25 that we see on this delta. Right now, there's no number, but I should put a number so you can see it. So that was actually serious intention. This seller was intended to sell, and this buyer on the market side was intended to buy. Now we're just gonna see who is stronger, buyers or sellers. So this reaction is critically valuable for us because just by those bubbles, you can make a lot of conclusions and predictions. You can understand because what's value, the biggest value for us is that what actually happens, not intended to be, hypothetically those orders, those are hypothetical orders, but actually happens on the market. So for us, the magic happens in reality when market actually in touch with both sides, aggressive and a passive orders. That reaction is super. We depending on the context, we can explain what happens and make our price prediction or use our one or another strategy. Okay. So now, so far, what I explained it to you, is that make sense? Does it make sense? So the market by order, let's see, definition, market by order data is a passive orders, a limit orders sitting on the order book. And this data indicates the size of each order and its position relative to the execution order line or queue. Now, let me show you guys the difference. This is one of the fascinating person online. His name is Seth. Okay, he is one of the smartest people in a Ninja's community, Ninja Trader community. Look. This is the DOM that he uses. This is the ES, ZB, ZN, and ZF. So one DOM, another DOM, another DOM, another DOM. Yeah, there's more DOMs like over here, here, and here. Right. This is the DOM, type of the DOM that you can see on the Ninja. Okay. So you need to keep track all of these numbers on a bid and ask side, and you need to see what's the changes that happens over here. And remember that if you're a genius, I may upload it to you. Like this guy, guys, he's one of the most smartest people, and his brain works obviously. Like for me, it's like, oh, he's like 10 levels above me, or maybe 100 levels above me. I'm telling you seriously. But my eye cannot remember all of these numbers and make a conclusion what happens there. I can't make the conclusion out of this so many data and make a decision. Of course, you can see that this is a red. Okay, you need to take attention on that. And then you need to make a calculation. You see what actually happens on the market, bid and ask, and the passive and aggressive levels. You need to see and make a sense out of that. Then I don't know why he has like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that another ones? Another 3 charts, domes? Is that visually appealing? Yeah, there's a people who actually used to, and this is the old way of DOM presentation. Now, and thank you, Raising Cane, for replying to me that it makes sense. You see, this is another way to present the same kind of things. What you see on this DOM, but this DOM and even the level 2 data DOM, for me, it is, I can't make it, okay, I need to make it like this way. Okay, this, too much mental work for me to compare with that or this. Okay. By the way, if I squeeze it, you see now extremely large number sitting right there. There's a what? 100 sitting right there. You see the other levels over here, and you can kind of like even see visually where the market will be resistant for the price to go higher or lower. Like this guy, this is definitely not the market maker. Oh, unless I see exactly the same number below and above, because there's at the daytime on the ES, you can see 250 and 150 nearby each other, creating the tunnel effect. That's when you look at the book map, the old version of the book map, or whatever everybody is using, and you see the tunnel. That's why. This is the guys, and they're always on top, usually on top. Okay, let's see that this 24 will be executed or not. You see this 24 is coming to the queue. You see this guy is serious and the price is going lower. Boom, look at this. 24 is moving to the right, ready. Didn't take it. Oops, it's still there. Boom, it was taking. No, excuse me, if we do like a slow motion, it's probably was not taking. See, it's hard for me. I need a robot to actually to say it to me. But if I'm correct, because I don't see the bubble right on these candles, it was not taking. It was trying to manipulate price to go lower, but then it's like a flip it. I don't know. It's not reappear anywhere, but that guy or that person was playing with the market, trying to move it lower, because maybe that person is in a negative zone in his trading right now. I don't know, but when you have it on a 1 second, people ask me, why do you have it on a 1 second? Because on a 1 second you see each price line execution. That's why. And when you do a video, then you can see the actual reaction in a slow motion, and you can make a lot of new strategies just based on your observation. Okay, now what you don't see here as well, you don't see the history, and that's what we do with the heat map. You don't see the history. Let me put this NQ. You see, this is the, I'm going to turn the MBO again, connect MBO. This is the NQ, right? But we're seeing the history of these orders, that this order is sitting for a while. Do you see? Let me turn off the centering option so it's not going to jump up and down. You see that this fellow, or whatever, this is 24 contracts were sitting here for a long time. Is that a valuable information? This is the heat map NT. It's a part of our third package, book map NT. Okay, heat map. We can see, we can track the time that this order is still sitting there. And by the way, it looks like it's pretty close to the Q. It's not, yes, it's sitting on top, but let's see, okay, there's somebody on top of that. But we can see if this order is serious or not, sitting for a long time and close to the Q. You see, there's maybe like a couple or maybe 3-4 orders right before this one will be taken. Depending when the price will approach this price level, we're gonna look very closely what's gonna happen with this order. If this order will move up and down, that is the one thing. It's not serious to be, if it moves down, it's not serious to be taking. Like this guy, 20 just show up over here. Okay, this 20 just show up over here. And we can see the size of that and how far it is for the Q. You see, it's get closer to the Q. Okay, the price is moving up, and this guy is afraid if it's not gonna be taking, he wanna be taking. Boom, look at this, 20. Now, adding a heat map, what is this, 20? So it was taking actually. So anyway, observing how long these orders were sitting here give us additional information. So on my charts, usually you observe, you're seeing heat map, okay, and you're seeing MBO. This is the history of those orders. And on our pulling and stacking, you can see the history with the pulling and stacking on the package 2. You can see it right in the upper up and down bars. So this is critically valuable information because you can make another part of the story out of that or your conclusions. So anyway, what is my point? My point is on MBO, you can see the orders, how far they are to the Q, how long they are present, and by their presence, we can judge in some way how serious are these people are. You see? Now, how could you make that conclusion from here, from this type of the DOM? You don't see any history of those orders. You need to keep it in mind. Oh, that was a significant level. That was significant level. And remember the number? Oh, that was a 27,000. Oh, okay. I remember that. This is only 20,000. Okay, 20, 27, 16, 66,000. Okay, remember those. Practically, guys, one trader just told me a half an hour ago that they're not looking at all of this DOM. It's just there for, I don't know, sake of picture. Because to make it, to trade realistically, all of this 1, 2, 3, 4 DOMs and the 2 below, you have to be genius. This guy's definitely, maybe he is. If you want to learn from his skills, go to the Seth. I'm giving him promotion. I love to. Because if you want to trade this type of the DOM, he is good and he is training for this. But I'm totally reluctant, not reluctant. I'm totally okay to give him a promotion because for me, I can take it. This is what I can understand. This is give me a picture. Okay, I can see the zones. I can see the levels. I can make a conclusion out of that. I know what's significant, what's not. On top of that, we have another filter with the heat map, which called filters, right? These guys. Right now, they're too high. And I can go and, I know I deviate a little bit. If I go on this heat map and this is the filters and I change them from, okay, I'm gonna do like, just for visuals, 5 and maybe I don't know, 9, okay? So apply, and you're going to see that those filters, maybe even those filters, because it's Asian session, this is too much. Okay, let me connect the MBO again. Don't forget that. And you will see those yellow and red squares right nearby the price. Okay, now it's still calculating. And it's okay. Now let me make it larger so you can see that I added filters. Those filters on the heat map is, you see the yellow, let me make it even larger. They're super effective because what we are interested, we are interested in what's going on right nearby the price. These guys here and here, they act active. And so this red and this yellow are immediate magnets. Those are immediate magnets, or like this one. So you can filter them and put the less or more what you can see, so it make a sense out of your chart. So the whole goal, what we do with our indicators, let me move it out, we try to make a sense, visual sense. See, like this guy 17 over here on the right in the middle, you can't see that there's a 17 ready to being executed. You don't see that like right over here. This dude is ready. You see, he is ready. We'll see what's going to happen. Yeah, he is number 1 in order or in queue. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's wait another second or two. The price is low because it's an Asian session right now, but it's actually good to used to. See, the price came there, but it was 17. It's taking only 2. Boom. Here we go. And you see that now he is flipping on another side. What's going on? There's a certain behavior that this guy was jumping up and down. That is very interesting movement of the level 2. My point is, we can observe a behavior of the passive limit orders on each side. There is a few scenarios that we can see how they act or behave on the upper or lower side, or sometimes the same player can do their manipulation on both sides. On both sides. They can move the market both up or down the way they wanted to. Now, another thing I mentioned to you that there is some market makers which you can see by, it's a guess, of course, identical numbers like 15 here and 15 here. At the daytime on the ES, it will be 150 and 250 nearby each other. I can show you a video, but you probably seen on my live streams every day that those 150 and 250, they on an equal kind of like distance above and below. So that's a market maker. And there's a smaller market maker can be present over here, like by 10 or by 20. Like right now, there's a little bit chaotic. There's a 15 and 15. Okay, 12, no, looks like there's a no mirror order right over there. But you see more information, more particular information that you can make more sense out of, because like if you're just looking over here, you don't know if there is somebody strong ready to getting in queue. You don't know that. Maybe that's strong, like they're sitting right here 9 and 20, but they're like far away, like these guys like over there, they're far away, or are the most serious participants sitting at the very tip of this or at the very beginning of that line? You don't know. That's what the MBO information give us, a visual cue, and you can filter it by, right now the filter is, I promise you to show it to you. Okay, let's go on the MBO and let's take a look at the settings. And here's our settings. So now histogram with, there's a 2 type of histogram, dynamic or static. My recommendation is to use the static, so it's going to be easier for the eye to keep track of each order. Now, filter volume is 40, and those filter volume Here we go. You see this? This is over 40. It is 100 over here. Even above, there's a 40. This is the pink one. So that's what this filter means. I filter those large orders. This is like a filter volume, like should be like, I don't know how to call them appropriately, large orders that you want to signify. Okay. Minimum display volume is 5. You see, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Smaller orders are hidden. But if you want to see them, you can see them over here, and you can filter by whatever number you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Definitely, I changed the settings on the New York. They are slightly different than on the Asian session as it right now. So you can play with the colors, okay? But we give you a few. So there's a color coding that is we spend a significant amount of time to make sense out of all of what you see right here and highlight you with the different shades of the colors. What you see, 15 is a much brighter background than the 7, right? So you can see it clearer. 12 is much brighter. This is dull, kind of the color green. It's not bright background because it's smaller than 12. So this is the color coding. You can play with that. But if you close it, oh, by the way, where the total, this line is the totals, right? And you want to show totals or you want to hide them, show them. By the way, when you use using this quick menu from over here, quick menu, and adjust the settings, all you need to do is do any actions over here and then click on the left margin. Okay, that's the safest place. Or you click on the chart itself to execute whatever changes you've done over here. Okay, let's hide the total. Boom, that's how you do it. Okay. Now you can change the font, whatever you wanted to. Font of this, you want to change the font of the other ones. On the left side, I've made it specifically for the purpose of demonstration. When I trade, I don't need this bold jumping on me. So you can tune it the way you want it to and make kind of a visually pleasant presentation. Now, when you adjust it this way through the MBO menu and settings, then you don't have to restart the MBO. But when you go to adjust through the indicators and you go to the MBO, select this MBO, and now you do any changes over here, okay, some of the menus or some of the options are right here, but you do changes, you can do more manipulations over here. And when you do any manipulations over here, let's say, I don't know, font size is 14, and I'm going to change it to, I don't know, 12. This is what on the totals, right? I change it on to 12, and I say apply. Look what happens. The MBO now is automatically turned off. So just to let you know that when it's calculated, give the time for calculations. Okay, and then turn the MBO connected MBO again. This is how it works. Now, maybe we will improve it, but that is how it works. There's a lot of programming behind the scenes, and everything is not just by accident or not just by we don't know what's going on. We know what's going on. So now you see this MBO shows 5, 5, 5, 5, 7, 15. They're sitting a little bit far away for Q from Q. Those are small orders. Now, but you see that now, if we justify it a little bit and show the price, okay, and justify it, oopsie doopsie. Oh, 43 is appear over here. Wow, look at this guy, 43, okay? Executed, right? Or what happens? Geez, I was looking on the left or right. I didn't took a good attention what actually happens here. That's where the automation may come in place. Okay, but you usually, if that's executed, the order that was sitting like 43 over here, it should show up over here. And what is there right now? 47. Is that it? Let me make it larger. Is that 17? 17. But this is the delta, guys. Okay, this is the delta. What it means? That means that is the 17 more into the sales than the buyers. Now it's a 25 on this one. So you can use the large orders, or you can use the delta as you can see it right now. On the 1 second, it makes sense to make a delta. So, and then there's a few other scenarios I can tell you why sometimes the amount of orders on a passive not always matching like with this 25. So somebody is actually sell on the aggressive market to the buyers over here, 25. 25 more than somebody was buying. Okay, so that's what this 25 mean. Okay, anyway, I deviated from what I was intended to say. And now you see that these orders are waiting in line, and they're like waiting and waiting. They're very close for the queue. Okay, and there's a bunch of the small orders sitting there, and I'm not interested in those. But I'm interested in proximity, like 10 candles up, 10, 20. Depending on the NQ, it's usually for me 20. On the ES, because the density of the orders are higher, probably 10 orders up and down. That's how I know what the filter for on a heat map will be here for me. Okay, anyway, so now, does it make sense? Let me go back to your questions, and I'm gonna put my notes on top of this. And we're gonna go and cover some of those notes. Do you guys get any answers so far and clarity about the MBO? Would it differentiate from the level 2? And also the people who only use the price action, never seeing. They're never seeing the real actual, real actual liquidity. Because this is liquidity, and the market is always interested to go and digest liquidity, because that's a food. If you can say so, that is a food for the market. Liquidity, you see these liquidity levels, and you, depending on the scenario, you see the price went higher and then returning back, and this fellow, I call them fellow, 51, was sitting here for a while waiting until the price actually strike it and take it. So the sellers were serious to sell here, and the buyers on the passive side were serious to buy it. So both of them match each other, and the market went down. Sometimes these people, they can flip on the other side right over here, and you can make another conclusion that they want to push the price a certain direction, right? So now you see that this one. So yeah, of course, you can make sense if you trade by price actions. I do both. I do use the price action, and I use the volume indicators. But the volume indicators, like you're seeing right in front of you, making sense when the price actions alone doesn't. Like this fellow, you see this fellow, when the price is reversing, this fellow was wanted to buy. He wanted to buy, and he is still sitting here for extended period of time. The price decide, no, I'm not gonna give you, I'm not gonna sell it to you. I already reversing, so the price is bouncing and going up. Okay, there's a bunch of other interesting scenarios. What you need to look at, you need to look at the actual where the actual resistance, where the actual supports. If you're seeing that there's a some, especially on the ES, you can see there's a clusters of price sitting right here, and you know, oh, okay, when the price is going to come back over here, if there's like more lines over here and more density, that it will be resistance. Or you know, like if you want to trade and you're seeing a significant level, like for example, you're seeing, observing that there is like for the Asia, that is significant level like 25, or somebody can put like even 100 there, okay? And the price is approaching because they want to go to the liquidity and approaching that level. You know, there will be a reaction. If these people not fake out, they will still be there. There will be a reaction from this price level. You can trigger it. You can put it. See, he just fake it out. He removed his 25 contracts. So now what it tells me, the price will go easier through this price level. Easier, and it will be no resistance. So now notice immediately how you can use it for your strategy. If you are seeing some kind of historical, whatever the range, order block, or zone from the left side, from the footprint, whatever it is, imbalance zone or whatever it is, and you saying nobody is supporting that with a live orders present here on the right side, the price most likely will go and pass it through like knife through the butter. Okay. There can be a reaction if there's some hidden orders, but the price will go and look for this liquidity because there's nothing is resisting here. Even before you know there was a cluster, or there was like a volume, or the volume profile is showing to you, oh, be careful here. But right now, nobody shows up in real time. So possessing this information tells you in real time what's going on over here. In real time. If there's no resistance and price is not going through this, whatever previously strong level, that means price is weak. And most likely we're going to go and complete the price cycle. We're probably going to go right into this range. What sense I'm making out of that? Probably this 20 that broke through this previous top. This is the break of the structure, right? Previous top. And now with this 20, we went through. That means there's a chance that we're going to come back to this price. Actually, I can say more certainly because this is somebody sitting here with the 12 contracts, and if we're gonna go and go trying to fulfill this insufficient trading, we may bounce out of this price line, or definitely from 20 that sits over here. So do you see, guys, with the MBO and with the level 2 even data, we can build more context by looking at the price, how the price is passing through the certain levels and having a reaction through the certain levels. You see that right now it's like a hanging in the air. Nothing is preventing it go higher to this level that was sitting there for a while, and it may still be act as a magnet. We just need to wait. And let's see what's going to happen. So if the price will go down, it may bounce from here and get reignited on the way up. Okay, you see this 25 show up, just like newly show up. He want to sell, or he want to just tell us that he want to sell? We don't know unless the price is going to reach this particular price level. You see, there's a few different scenarios you can trade off. If this is, let's say, 50, I know the price will react and bounce. So I can put my stop above this price level and my take profit somewhere like over here. If this is, let's say, 50. 25 maybe, okay, now this fellow is sitting there for a while. We know he's serious. Let's see the reaction over here. By the way, I'm not trying to predict the price. I'm simply giving you a different scenarios that you can apply and make sense with your trading system. You can build a bunch of trading systems based on the MBO data and on a historical record of the data with the past DOM. This is the past DOM, or this is a recorded in time those passive orders. Oh, interesting enough, looks like I'm a profit, not from the word money or profit, but the profit like a predictor. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. We made a false breakthrough, or is that a trend? Looks like if this is the situation, then what next I'm gonna expect? So we approach this 20. We'll see if that will hold it, because when the price actually make a new breakthrough, like right over here, that was a previous high, the price make effort over here. Now we'll see if these people are still there or not. I don't see them on the passive side, but I'm not gonna giving you a whole strategy right now. I'm just like giving you my possible explanation. Okay, here we go. We passed through this, and now this is the whole order block. And now we're probably gonna go and we'll see if the now price actually in my book is completing the price cycle. This is the complete price cycle for a market maker. And now when the market maker, in my mind, completing their cycle, it is the beginning of the new cycle for me in my strategy, in my book. I call it the hat because this is the hat. So the market maker was doing some of that. They want to bring the price back to the break even. And when they bring the price back to the same price where it started from, the price usually comes to where it started from, then the market maker is at break even. And that let them give other participants to play. Like these guys will go and strike exactly the same way. They go higher. And now it is more sense for me that they were going higher here and they now gonna go higher here. They're probably gonna make another higher top over here. So, but this is my way of thinking about that life. And I see that there's somebody is sitting and waiting. Will they flake 16 or not? I don't know, but somebody want to sell it over here. So anyway, these price levels show us intent, how serious they are. They show us where we can take profit right before this price level. If I execute it in long, I will take my profit right here. Or if I don't really care about this 15, I can take, I think that the price may have a chance to go higher than that. If the price will go higher than previous high, then we're going to go higher. But right now, according to one of my videos, what price is doing, price is always seeking liquidity. So this is the miniature cycle. We'll see and wait how the cycle gonna be ended up because this is slightly lower than this one, but it is a 1 second time frame. We can count as a same price level. Anyway, I already explained it a lot to you. Now, let's talk about the icebergs. Let's talk more about icebergs in some details, because everybody wants me to promise you that we're going to release the icebergs. Let me take a sip of water, and I'm going to explain you that you better see the icebergs with your naked eye. And I'm going to tell you how. Do you want to hear it? By the way, one of my points that I want to make that so, and by the way, this is serious range sitting right over here, and definitely the reaction happens because of that large range twice. So my guess is we're going now. We are going higher than this previous stop. We'll see in lifetime. Now, do you guys want to know how to distinguish the icebergs? Let me show it to you on this diagram. Okay, on this diagram. Okay. Oh, by the way, I can draw it. Ooh. Okay, let's say we take a look and notice this order 14. And when the price is actually approaching this price level and consume this 14, consume this 14, I mean, let's say that this order waits its own time and move to the right, and then you see that this 14 over here, boom, they consumed by the market because this is a passive, right? Passive orders. Again, these 14 waiting their order in time, Q, and these guys were consumed, taking in Q, okay? And now the price came to digest this 14. I say digest. Anyway, and you're seeing that there is a bubble on the footprint or on the bar. There will be a bubble, and you see there's a 14. Let me make it a little bit clearer for you guys. You see that there is a 14 contracts we're taking from the passive to the aggressive. But surprise, surprise. When you see the total numbers, this number will remain the same. Even this 14 is taking. They add another 14. And then they add another 14. And this total volume number will be the same. And you're like, what is the heck is going on? It is because somebody is absorbing some large participants sitting here, and they show 14, and then they add, instead of, they replace this digested 14, they replace with another 14, and another 14, and another 14. And you're like, what's going on? We're trying to go through, and this bubble, aggressive bubble, because we are buyers right now, right? This is supposed to be a green. Let me take a green one. And this green one is growing in size, but the price doesn't move higher. And when you see that these numbers stay the same, you can only see it on the level 3 data, which is not available on the level 2. You're seeing the same amount of volume sitting here on the passive orders, while aggressive is growing and growing and growing and growing because somebody is absorbing them from the passive side. Sometimes you can see that, oh, the price kind of like tried to go higher and boom, they meet the wall. And then what's happening? The price is going lower, right? They're not that strong. They're losing their strength, the buyers. They're going lower. And these 14 will be added again lower. They will add their 14. How do we know? Because each of these participants, they have the ID attached to them. If this ID, an ID of this order ID is the same, we know that's the same participants. And we know they're absorbing. They may add it lower. Again, the same 14. Sometimes they just acted like that because it's all machine. So they add exactly the same numbers. I don't know why, but they do. And this ID is the same ID. So this is the iceberg that absorbing anybody who is trying to buy them here, buy them here, or buy them here. They're absorbing them. But you don't see those 14s, the second and the third one, unless the interaction happens in the previous price level and there's something like prices not moving or moving lower. Instead of going upper, and you see that this is the green bubble, buyers buy market, but they kind of stuck, or the green bubble's going lower. How is that happens that buyers going lower? Because of the iceberg that we know by ID to each order, they adding invisibly or again. They can add it on the different price levels or even on the same level. And bottom line is, you're like, oh, interaction happens on the aggressive side, but nothing significant happens on the passive side of it. What is going on? That's because that is the iceberg. So there's a different kind of the icebergs. At least I explained it to you, one type of that, or maybe by the way, I told you I'm not the smartest kid in the blog, and there's chances that some of you may add even more into what I'm explaining to you in a very kind of a simplistic way about the icebergs. Bottom line is, you can see them with the level 3 data. You can see that. And you can expect them, or you can not expect them, but you can calculate them because we have enough information to track each order. That's why the MBO market by order, it is the market by orders. We see those orders, how large they are, in a what time for Q they are. And we know if they are moving upper or lower, where they move, if they move. Or we know they've been replaced by invisible icebergs that is not visibly participates on the DOM, but they're replacing this 14 again. And these guys like, we're gonna buy it, 14 only. And they kind of stuck because there's not 14. There may be 10 by 14 replaced on the same price level. That is the absorption, that is the iceberg. Sometimes there's a difference between the absorption and the iceberg, but for the sake of this conversation, it can be very similar. I'm not going to go into the details on that. Okay, so now here's what happens. The price went down, and how do you predict it by the price line? Only by the price action. How could you predict this level will be reacted? Yeah, this is what happens on the footprint. Yes, you see this level? 50 contracts were sitting there and waiting. Significant? Yes. And they are still present here. So that was a significant interaction over here, over 50. And the price was sitting, we know it's a 50. You see the number 50? And now they're still remaining here like 12. But this is not just simple 12. Okay? The price reacted from the same price. And there's a no order block. And there's I can say it in a simplistic way, if just you trade by the price action over here, you have no way to predict it, except, yeah, there was previously a lower low over here. We may take some liquidity from this extremum, but you see, there were no liquidity right over here. You see where my mouse? There were no liquidity sitting there at that very time. And even further, we see it's lower. So my point is, just by price action, many people in the price action arena, they are frustrated and they have no way to explain what we can see, what we can observe and make sense by using volume indicators that project us data, numbers, positions, liquidity, not hypothetical, but actual, because this is the actual reaction. This is the actual reaction. Those are numbers too, but although right now they are hypothetical, but that was They were sitting there for a while. The price gets scared of this level. Maybe it observed that, oh, okay, those guys are still sitting here. We are rather bounce out of that. Okay, so there's a few different scenarios. You can make your hypothesis, but the most important that you develop your own story about interaction, and the context will give you sometimes opposite story from the kind of like the same visuals, but the context is you need to be ready that you can explain the same green bubbles in a very different way, not being naive. Okay, so now you see those small bubbles right now. What are those small bubbles? Those small, see, okay, small bubbles, usually it is the stops. Okay, you see those small bubbles right when we pass it this stop? So there were like a bunch of small bubbles right there. Our software actually able to match the data and recalculate. That's why when you make it wider, you can see the small bubbles. If you see those granular details, those small bubbles right here, you can do it. Not every heat map, even the NinjaTrader heat map, is not capable to do that. The NinjaTrader native heat map is only give you 20 price levels, and now you can see it is like what, 300, 400 price levels. You see, like above and below, and their heat map will freeze on you. Excuse me. Is that this software is the best order flow heat map is better than the native built-in? I have a paid version myself. I have paid version. I have the heat map provided to me. I bought this NinjaTrader platform like 14 years ago. I have it, but I don't use it. Look, another chunk of the story you can build based on this large and those two small, 3, 4, 5 small. You can explain that in a new way, and then you can make sense out of that, what direction you want to trade. And with the market by order, now you are more certain what you're doing. And you can catch up bouncing from one or another direction, 3, 4 ticks. And some super scalpers, that's what they do. They trade 4 ticks all day long, like hundreds of the scalps by 4 ticks. With the strategy that I'm using, it's guaranteed 8 to, usually, okay, let's say 6 to 8 ticks. It's guaranteed. That you actually saw on my videos, by the way. And this is a great context provided to you, because you may trade gammas. You may trade gamma flips, whatever you call them. No, that's great. But with the MBO and a historical heat map that shows you where those guys were sitting for a while, you can see, you see, it was taking. It just was taking. You can see, so the buyers are serious over here, so they're going to go higher. They're going to go to the next liquidity level over here, right? So we actually went through the previous significant top, although we went through lower than what I was talking about, this range. We went and we used this range completely. We bounced it from this level, and now when we not able to go lower, that means the price, watch my video. I have the new way of not new way, it's called a springboard. One of my videos about the defining the trend. Okay, and I explained that the market is moving from liquidity to liquidity, and everybody knows that. But there's two types of liquidity, internal and external. And basically, if it can't go through external liquidity, previous tops on or bottoms, it's going to go and hunt what? Internal liquidity, which is a fair value gap. Because it was insufficient trades in those areas. So if it's already spent time in those insufficiency areas, then it's going to go and hunt extremums, or top or the bottom. So that's how you define what direction that the trend is going or momentum is going to go. I hope it makes sense to you. I told you, I explained it to you, a lot of things that are not intended to, but because we're talking about when you see this data in a context, then it makes more sense for you. For example, do I have it with me? Another chart. One of my favorites, what I have always on my other monitors that not always have a time to explain it or space to explain, to put it on the live streams. It is the peak tail pattern, which is really simple, and it is on the range. For Asian session, 10 is good, 10 range is good. And what I see here, this is the really awesome peak tail pattern because it is a green with the tail, green bar with the tail, and the POC at the bottom. We went up. So now look at this. This is the red candle, and the POC is at the tail. We went down. So it's really awesome way to add into the context to the everybody else what you see, everything else what you see on the screen. But my bottom line is when you add other factors, cofactors of your system, and you add the MBO and historical data to your system, it provides much more certainty where to put the take for profit or to put the stops. Because you see X-ray. You see what other people who just trade by price actions never able to see. So, will it provide you a better chances? Better edge? That's what it is about. Of course, you can use it on the other time frames. You can use it on the 30 seconds, whatever time frame you want to use. You can tune what you see on the background as the historical levels. You can tune it and color it in a different way. That's what we built in. You can perfectly tune it up to your liking with all of these functions right down the charts. This is the heat map. You can filter out. You can put the immediate filters, immediate magnets, and filter them, and you can make it so it's clear. On the one of the reasons we created this, because on the bookmap itself, like bookmap that everybody knows, like bookmap.com, there's so much going on. I never been able to make a sense how the other people trade. Yeah, they actually a long time on the market, and they help many traders to trade. But myself, I can't make a sense out of that. That's why we decided to build our own software and filters and tune it to the way that is visually descriptive. And we can take a decision in a snap, okay? Because especially when it is not I recommend everybody to go on the Asian session and just stare at the actions that happens between the passive and aggressive sides of the market, and you will make your own conclusions. You will see your own patterns. You will like, oh, that's what it is. If you will get with some scenarios that you're not able to explain, ask somebody in a group, or I don't know, maybe you can ask me if I'm able to answer. Okay, do you guys want to add anything else? Or maybe other scenario that I forget about? And I'm gonna go to my notes. Where are my notes? I'm gonna go back to my notes and see what else maybe I was intended to say about. Bottom line is, you see, now there's like about 10 points that market by orders help us. Let me make it like larger. I don't know, 24. So you can see it. So, okay. So with this indicator market by order, we can see, we can get a transparent picture of the full depth of DOM. Now we know more about the exact order size. Yeah, exact order size on the left or right. The how far that order in a position from the queue waiting list to be executed and triggered in line. Okay, like how far are this order from the actual execution? Or you can see it right, this 11 is ready to being executed. Okay. You can see that market maker usually they add it at the top and they move by tops. And I don't take them seriously because they are not wanted to be executed. So when you see like this 20 always on top, added last one, like right over here, that means it's probably, I'm not going to take seriously concern. I'm not going to be concerned about this 20 because it's always on the top, always on the top. I mean, look, like these guys or these guys, this is something different because this 100 is sitting there for a while. I don't know why he's sitting there, but it looks like he is expecting the price going to move. Now, this 50 is quite interesting. It's still sitting there. It's boom. What happens? They went down and they were taking off. If I'm correct, because I don't see any reaction for a 50 contracts happens on the market side. So anyway, so now distinguish the market maker upper and lower, the tunnel effect. I explained it to you. Limits from actual participants on the level 2. If the some order being consumed by the price but doesn't move, so when the green bubbles, as I explained it, like these guys, okay, this guy's trying to sell, right? They're selling. They are not succeeded. Now they're selling again. They're selling again. You see the efforts for the sellers by market. And isn't that make sense that if they're not succeeded, that market gonna move where? It's gonna move higher. Although right now it's hard to judge it because it's very slow, but these sellers were not successful. Okay, we'll see what's going to happen over here. Does it make sense that now these sellers try to sell? If they not add more efforts, then they're probably going to go higher to get this liquidity. It is the 100. Number 100 is, I can easily see that. Okay, anyway, and that's we can see the absorption and icebergs by the eye. Sometimes we can, by the naked eye, we can see them. Not always, of course. Okay, so the iceberg is only detectable on the level 3 data. Now we can see flipping, we can see price magnets, we can see price manipulation, we can see real level 2 orders if they are real and they are not fake. We can see the walls or clusters of the level 2 orders that will prevent the price moving through the cluster or through those very dense area of the level 2 orders. It will be harder for the price to move. When the price decides to go one direction, it can break any walls, but we can see the walls, and because we see that if there's a significant wall of orders, there will be a reaction, so we use it for our trading. Stop losses and sweeps. We can see where stop losses getting swiped. Then resistance and support reinforcement or weaken it. It's like when there was a significant level and previously known as some kind of area or zone of resistance or support. And when the price is coming to that same area, you see if there is somebody is present or absent. If they're absent, that means the price will easier go through that level that previously everybody else on the left consider as a serious support or resistance. Okay. Now, if you don't see anybody, but if you see that on the same level, zone, whatever the zone it is for you, with a, let's say, footprint, imbalance zones, that you see that there is a active participants right there. that means the price will get a reaction. If the price is going to get reaction, you can trade that reaction. Okay, and you know where to put where to take your profits easier. Is this area is better to take profits above or below if we're trading long? Of course, right before this area, I can take my profits for sure. If I see that there's a 15, 20, 15, and another 9 sitting here, and there's like a nothing over here, almost nothing, then definitely I'm gonna put my take profit right here. Or if I trade opposite direction, I'm gonna put my stop above this area. High density of the serious guys sitting there for with a serious orders. Okay. Definitely, if I put my stop above this 100 and this 100 is not fake out when the price is going to approach, then my stop is pretty safe. But I know this is the good area to put my stop above if I trade into shorts. Okay, stop losses positions. So you see, guys, there's a bunch of points on my list that we can take in consideration just because we're seeing so much concrete information on the MBO market by order, and we can see where this order is, the size of that order, and what happens with this order by tracking these numbers. Okay, and each contract or whatever the contracts 15 over here, they have their own ID. We are not displaying right now the ID of that because it's going to be too much information. But by this ID, we can calculate icebergs. That's one of the use of the ID that's behind this particular order. So it gives us certainty. It's not just like guessing and throwing the spaghetti at the wall and see if it's going to stick or not. That's what this indicator provided to us, more certainty. And of course, when we trade it with the context, with the other indicators, we can develop our own strategy and having an edge at with our system that we develop. We can trade breakthrough, we can trade bouncing from the certain levels. There's different scenarios that we can create the strategies around and trade those strategies with a better accuracy. Okay, guys, so any plans to have an iceberg detection where you can see the size of the total iceberg and whether the total iceberg order was completed or stopped before it was completed? It's better for me not to dive into this question too deep because I'm not the genius behind all of this architecture of this indicator. Okay. But we're gonna build this iceberg. We have it in plan for a long time, and we're gonna make it now. What you guys don't see right here, but I tried to kind of like explain to you. We're gonna provide data for you to automate whatever you wanted to automate. With this data level 3, you can get a better execution. But now, here's the invisible part of this indicator. This indicator performs really fast. Okay? That's one of the reasons why NinjaTrader platform not released their own MBO or functional, good enough for scalpers, level 2 heat map indicator. Do you hear what I just said? That's a huge claim. Because when you use the footprint alone, footprint alone doesn't take so much of your resources. But when you use the level 2 data, even this information on each price level, and we have like a 400 of them, it takes a lot of resources to accept the data, to calculate the data, to project the data, to make sense out of that. But when you take a look at this MBO data, there is a significantly more pieces of information. And we're not projecting all of this information on your screen, because each of these orders, small or large, have its own ID number. So there's like a humongous amount of information that is calculated, processed, accepted, processed, and displayed to you on your charts. Okay. And it takes a special, let's say, efforts or technology to make this indicator fast enough. That it's not going to slow your automation. We're going to release data access to that you can use for automation. But when you're going to start automate any bots or algos you're going to build with the MBO involvement, for example, you will notice that other indicators that you use on your charts, and I know most of you who use some other third-party indicators, with the addition of the deposit killer, you will really test their speed. And for automation, I have to disappoint all of you guys. I have to disappoint you guys. It will be not enough for the kind of the cookie cutters that give you a visual way to build some automation. You see this real data calculation for the logs. Of course, it's an Asian time. You will find with deposit killer, you will find when you put it on your charts and on your automation scripts and on the chart that you put your bot or whatever algos, you will find that the best is to use optimized for speed for level 2, for level 3 indicators. On level 1, like footprint, should be optimized. And when that indicators that you have, you're running on the charts, they're optimized for the speed, all of them, that is your best, not to log behind automation. Because the best automation is when you use the NISA trader strategy, that's how they call it, data, and build your automation based on the data from us with strategy building, then you will come up with the fastest algos or bots that executes faster than with any other respective third-party automation builders. The reason is footprints on from other manufacturers, they are not optimized for speed to work on level 1, on level 2, on level 3. They are not built that way. They build it in a way that almost anybody can build with little knowledge, the footprint and stuff like that. But they are not optimized for speed. That's why on our Telegram, I made a post about the, guys, it's an area of the indicators that are specifically optimized for a higher performance. Because when you do automation, every millisecond is matter for you real money. And that's what you will see yourself. Instead of me talking about that, but I have to disappoint you. So my point is, do I want to sell you my footprint? Not mine, but best order flow footprint? Yes. Do I want to sell you first package, second package, and the third package? Yes. But I have to disappoint you that there's no alternatives right now that runs faster than what we have today on the market. And the new versions that we're releasing, new updates for the package 1, package 2, package 3, and every indicator inside will work even faster than it works now. So we really target automation, speed, and performance of your algos or bots or whatever you call them, AI. We are targeting high performance executions on automation. Specifically, that's why we spent last 3 months optimizing for specifically for speed. So that's a special technology, guys. I'm going to limit myself on that. But if you previously bought software from somebody else, of course, use it, but you will see the difference. Okay? You will see the difference in performance of your bots that you build with other easy to build, let's say in quotes, builders. Okay? They have a good intention, but what they done, they help you to come up with the idea that you can automate, you can, make scripts performing instead of the human. That's a good idea. So don't be sorry too much. You grab that idea and now you know what's to automate. And the fastest automation, you will come up with best order flow indicators. So I'm saying it because now the prices are kind of, we're gonna increase our prices because we invested in development of new indicators, and most people don't understand. It takes significant efforts, significant amount of resources, significant team, all of that creativity and stuff like that. And you see the quality of the indicators visual quality that help you to make a decision faster and easier. That's what we're about. So we take our risk because we invest in the future. We're developing many indicators that people never even heard about because it's not even, there's no even kind of like people don't even plan to come up with the indicators. But when you see the data level 3 and level 2 and interaction of level 1, 2, level 1 and level 2, then this is the new field to develop new strategies that never been on the Ninja community before. Simply because Ninja Trader platform, even it's a really good platform, but by those who build indicators for the Ninja platform, it's not yet with the speed and efficiency like best order flow, what we're doing based on the Ninja platform, okay? So we're a little bit ahead, and there's no competition right now. And I hope that you guys respect our investments because we're investing in your success. This is what it is about. And if you want to get commissions, we share those commissions with you because we are looking forward and we're developing new cutting edge indicators that people never even heard about. So, okay, I'm gonna stop my spiel. And I hope it was interesting. I hope you get benefits, at least what to look for when you see the MBO data, how to interpret some of the interactions between the market and the passive orders. You probably come up with a bunch of scenarios if you take just a sit and look and just to watch and watch and watch, and then you're like, oh, now it makes sense. Because when the market just started very, very slow on the market, like pre-open on the Asia session, when there is like, it started in somewhere like in Australia, not in Tokyo yet. You can see certain patterns of the price actions between the passive and aggressive market participants. You can see the market maker easier at that time. And you will make sense, you can come up with a sense, making sense out of those bubbles in a certain way they look like, and the passive orders as well. Sometimes you can't see the passive participants because they're hidden, because it is the market maker. But you will make sense out of that if you stare at your screen. Just spend hours and hours and hours. You may think, oh, it will never come up with the same results. It will. Okay? I cannot guarantee it to you because I don't know you. But everyone, in my experience, who spent time just looking and watching and observing, and then you add the pass DOM on the same chart, and you're like, oh, geez, you can make analysis. What happens? Okay, if you add, by the way, when on a heat map you change the let's say bars or volumes over here, minimum volume to show, you need to put the hidden volume like to 0, and it will be adjusted to the maximum that you have over here. So anyway, boom. So anyway, it is built by marketers for marketers. I mean marketers, traders. Oh, it's too late for me. Traders for traders, by traders, and that's what our team is. And we're trying our best. And tell me other subjects and other topics, what you would like to know about the market by orders indicator, how to use it, and how to play with that. The only one caveat I may add it to is that we're gonna update in the next update. You see, when sometimes you're seeing like today, my chart on the NQ on my live stream stopped moving. And that was because the rhythmic primary connection was lost. When this is lost, you will see that green bubble, this one will turn into the red. Then that means you need to go and turn on and off. You need to go into the connection. Here's the connection. And then you go to connection, disconnect, and reconnect again. Then the chart will perform normally as it is. Okay? So sometimes it is the rhythmic that by some reason give you hiccup. Like I've got it in the last 2 days. I've got it like once a day. Okay, like today before the market close, I've got like a 30 minutes right before that. And this is the time, exactly the time when it happens. So you need to reconnect. So go to the connection and turn this red into the green, or just disconnect and reconnect again. That may happen because remember, when you're receiving the data 1, data 2, data 3, all of that information through the pipeline, then that's significant number of connections or numbers and data. And I don't recommend you to open too many charts. If you open charts with the MBO, new ticker, like this is NQ, but if you want to open new one, you don't open on the same chart, you open on a new window. Like if I want to, from this one, I want to create ES, duplicate in the new window, I will do it in the new window. Okay, I'm gonna do it in the new window, and especially when you record the data on the let's just calculate it. It's still calculating. Wait a little bit, and I'm gonna change. Oh, I need to change it to something else. Like for example, I need to change it to let's say on a MES. Okay, here's the MES, and I will turn the MBO on. Let's wait a little bit. Turn again. Okay, now you see that's more dense data, and you see it's much prettier on a MES. And then what did I do? What did I want to say? So with a heat map, I forget my train of thoughts, guys, but basically you need not only I recommend you not only to have a MBO data, but the heat map as well. So you can see the historical, and this is the key. When you type, when you check mark right, this is recording your historical heat map data. don't record the same on the same time frame for the same ticker twice. When you're recording it for the same ticker, MES, on the 1 second, make sure that if you have another chart running for the same time frame and the ticker, you on the second chart, you don't have right check marked. Make it off. Because when you're recording the same data from two charts, it may give you, let's say it, hiccups or problems in data storage and collection. So make sure that you only record on a one ticker, on a one time frame, one time, not on two charts, okay? And don't open too many charts. Simply, I don't know your computers, I don't know your machines. The more cores you have on your CPU, the better, because these are running on the CPU cores. The higher the frequency, the better. You see, it start building the history. And now this is the complete heat map. And now while I'm looking at that, I can let it go for a few, more candles, like another 20. And then I will start to play with the heat map and adjust the filters that gonna make sense for me. Okay. And I will make it the way that it's gonna make me easy to trade and see what I wanted to see. You see this red guy? Here's the red guy. You see how large it is? You see totally 95. And when you put this mouse over, you see, okay, it's a 98. So it's about it's 90 to 99 to 95. And this is, right now, there's 95. You see the data? You can check if this data is accurate. That's what MBO gives us, okay? It gives us mathematical precision as never before. That's my point. Okay, are you guys still alive? Or you fall asleep? Or do you have any other questions? Let's wrap it up. And I want to be more accurate in understanding what you guys get out of that, or what do you want to, what other questions do you have? So give me some kind of feedback. Are you excited to get, is that overwhelming, too much information for you? Or too much additional information that I supposed to like shut up and not explore additional information? Good stuff. Raising Cane, thank you very much. You are polite, and it's really nice. So I try to cover not only what you see on the screen, but also when you go into the MBO on and off, when you need to re-engage it again. And then the settings, these quick settings help you to adjust it right on the fly. No need to reconnect, but just like you change something here and click over here in the margin, boom, it's going to be executed, like, because there's no enter button over here. That's the modern applications, the way they build it now. And the same with the heat map. So, okay. So now, and definitely there's other indicators right now running over there. You could put, say, one of the beauty of the our indicators that they can work with each other, like footprint. You probably seen, and I have a template, like footprint running on with the MBO on the same chart, and the heat map on the same chart. So our footprint totally tradable on the level 2 and with the level 2 and with the level 3, which is, I may say, advantage that other software not able to perform, to do that, and to do that efficiently without logs or delays. Okay, I hope you appreciate that the way it performs and capable. Okay. So anyway, if you need my help to tune any of your indicators that you get from us, on my live support, I'm more than welcome every week. I'm here to help you to tune indicators that you get from us. And so it is the major task for you. Ability to change preferences and settings until you get exactly what you want. This is the major task, because some people are like, oh, I'm going to lose so much time by tuning the indicators. That is your job. Unless you want to trade with a mess like you're seeing right now, or you want to get some clarity, which is not difficult to achieve with the time and practice, and I'm doing it right now in front of you. You see? Just play. Just play. Don't afraid to play. The play with the volumes, not the colors. Leave the colors the way it is. Use my templates, okay? Now, you see that there's like a immediate magnets. I need to change those. And definitely heat map. Okay, there's a heat map, and there's filter. Let me see. This is the 5. Okay, let me increase it. Like, okay, I'm gonna put like a 15 and 25. This is the immediate. Those red and yellow. Okay. Boom. Let's wait for calculation. Let's start at MBO again, connect MBO. Now, you see, I need to increase the numbers for the filters again, which I do just because I want you to make sure that this is your main job. And some people who like, oh no, okay, I don't want to spend my time for tuning it. Yes, buddy. If you're lazy, if you're not comfortable, then it's going to take you longer to achieve your final goals. Let's go and add it more. The filters, I'm going to change the filters now. I'm going to add 50 and 75. Sometimes you can actually, by pointing on the level, let's say, okay, let me show it to you. Before changing any numbers, especially on level 2, you see, you point and you see, okay, this is 83, okay, and this is 96, okay, and this is 52, okay. Now 52 kind of fit immediate magnets, right? Now, but you see the numbers that you need to put it, okay, 67, So anyway, right now, there's too much going on. I will even more, see, I will take out of the picture some of these blue lines, but I want to leave and keep the yellow immediate magnets. Okay, and I'm gonna do it. Oh, just a second. I'm gonna go to the heat map, and I'm gonna do it right here. Bars need to be 33 bars before they show up. I'm gonna increase it to 50, and I'm gonna increase the volume. Let's see. Is that clear? Yeah, it is. So by doing something like this, definitely you can clear your charts the way you want it to. Okay, boom. Okay, so that's the job. And definitely to make a final touch, if this is a final touch, I'm gonna make like, okay, I'm going to make it 60 and 90. Okay, that's it. Let's see. Now I have a clear picture on heat map. Let's wait it. You see, it calculates in real time. And now, oh, okay. Does it make sense for me now? Oh, yeah. But wait a little bit more time, because this is like just a short time. This chart in MES is running, and you will see what else you need to take out or you need to include. Okay. So this is the bottom line. This is the main work, and I can turn on the connect MBO, and now MBO is included. Now, if you wanted to change how far the MBO, this is the last touch. I can click on the right mouse, because I'm using here, what candles do I use? I use candlesticks from the NinjaTrader, not the BOF candles. I'm gonna go to the properties, and I'm gonna do it, instead of 350, I'm gonna do like, okay, 500, and boom, I've moved my chart left out of the MBO umbilical cord or belly button. I'm gonna move it a little bit more. Here we go. I'm gonna move it like 800 or 900, whatever. I want it to, so it's going to be far away, so I can see where the immediate price actions happens and interactions, and as good and comfortable zone for me for this time frame, for this session right now, not on the New York. I will definitely adjust it for the New York, okay? And you see that this is a 200 level, 200 sitting here on this level, price level. You see, this is a humongous. So with the playing on the MBO chart, the settings is actually sitting right here. Where it is? It is static now with changing the histogram width and static max volume. You can adjust how far those price go to the left. Okay, what it is? 40. Definitely it's too small. I'm gonna make like, okay, 100. You will see the immediate changes. Boom. You see? Boom. I adjusted. Nice. You see, this is a better picture than those 200 sticks out too much to the left. Does it make sense? I hope you notice that these two settings, it is static, not dynamic, static, and then the histogram with 400 and the static scaling max volume, which is, this is the max volume. You see this bright color and this bright, this is the max volume, okay? You change it and you adjusted the whole things, whole histogram and how much this a special max volume sticking out. These two settings. So anyway, if you want my help, I'll be glad to. We'll create some manuals for you. So if you forget about something, you will have a something to look at. And usually it's on our website, bestorderflow.com, and there's a menu called User Guide. And the same information should be on our Discord. Okay. By the way, regarding the NT version, what version you should be running? You should be running the latest version always. The latest version. Okay. So, because that's what we do, we optimize it for the latest version. Sometimes there's a critical changes that NISA does. And yeah, have a good night.